The Future Combat Air System (FCAS), known as SCAF in French, is a flagship European defense program launched in 2017 by France, Germany, and later joined by Spain. Its objective is to create a next-generation air combat system that includes a manned fighter aircraft called the Next Generation Fighter, or NGF, unmanned aerial systems, also called remote carriers, advanced sensors, and a combat cloud for real-time data sharing and coordination. The system is designed to replace France's Rafale, Germany's Eurofighter Typhoon, and Spain's Fa-18 Hornets by around 2040. Despite initial political enthusiasm and industrial commitment, the FCAS program has repeatedly struggled with delays, disagreements over workshare, and conflicting visions about how the project should be run. These tensions have now escalated sharply, putting the future of the program in question as of late July 2025. At the center of the current dispute is the relationship between France's Dassault Aviation and Germany's Airbus Defence and Space. Dassault is the designated prime contractor for the NGF, the core of the FCAS system, and has long insisted that it must be allowed to lead and make key decisions in its domain. Airbus, however, is responsible for many other parts of the program and also represents both Germany and Spain in the industrial setup. As such, Airbus holds 2/3 of the national votes within the decision-making structure, with Dassault effectively representing only France. Dassault's CEO, Éric Trappier, has warned in recent statements that the FCAS program may not be viable unless governance and leadership issues are addressed immediately. He has expressed frustration over the slow pace of development and the constant need for compromise among three governments and multiple companies. According to Trappier, the decision-making structure, which operates on a one-country, one-vote model, leads to deadlock and makes it nearly impossible to carry out a technically complex program on time and within budget. While some earlier reports suggested that Dassault was demanding 80% control over the fighter jet portion of the project, Trappier has denied this. However, it is confirmed that the French government and Dassault have formally proposed changes to how responsibilities are allocated, with the argument that leadership should go to the most experienced or capable industrial partner in each domain, a principle often referred to as the best athlete approach. This proposal has not been well received in Berlin or Madrid. German defense officials argue that FCAS was always intended to be a balanced trilateral effort, with fair industrial returns for each country. German lawmakers have expressed concern that France's demands could lead to an unbalanced structure, where France effectively dominates the program while Germany and Spain fund significant portions without equivalent control or benefits. Some have gone so far as to suggest that the disagreement could mark the end of Franco-German cooperation in this area if not resolved soon. Spain has so far remained relatively quiet in public, but Spanish industry has a clear stake in the outcome. The Spanish company Indra is one of the lead contractors, responsible for key technologies including sensors and communications. If the governance model were changed to favor a more hierarchical, France-led approach, Spanish influence could be reduced. Despite these growing tensions, all three governments continue to express their formal commitment to the FCAS program. In fact, French President Emmanuel Macron and German Chancellor Friedrich Merz are meeting today, July 23, in Berlin to try to find a political solution to the dispute. Their meeting is seen as a crucial step before the next formal ministerial discussions scheduled for late August. These talks are expected to focus on the structure of Phase 2 of the program, which includes the construction and testing of flying demonstrators. Currently, FCAS is in Phase 1B, a joint research and design phase worth over €3 billion. This phase is expected to conclude by the end of 2025. Phase 2 would involve prototype development and system integration, leading to test flights later this decade. But unless the partner countries can agree on how to manage the program going forward, especially regarding leadership roles and workshare, the launch of Phase 2 may be delayed or cancelled. Delays would have significant consequences. A later start to Phase 2 would push the entire project timeline back, possibly beyond the 2040 target. Costs would also rise, and there would be greater risk of duplication, political friction, or even eventual project breakdown. Some European officials and analysts have expressed concern that continued instability within FCAS could undermine broader European defense ambitions. In the long term, FCAS is viewed not only as a weapons development project but also as a symbol of Europe's ability to cooperate on strategic industrial programs without external dependence. A failure to maintain the partnership would raise serious questions about the future of European defense integration. In addition to technical concerns, there is growing pressure on political leaders to preserve unity and avoid the public breakdown of one of the continent's most ambitious joint ventures. As of July 23, 2025, the FCAS program stands at a critical point. The core dispute, over who leads, how decisions are made, and how work is divided, remains unresolved. Meetings between French and German leaders today, followed by a key session in August, will likely determine whether FCAS continues as planned, is reshaped with new governance rules, or breaks apart due to irreconcilable differences. All parties claim to support the program's goals, but without a compromise, its future remains highly uncertain.